everybody, my name is Melissa and welcome to Introvert Reads. And today's video is going to be about my to-be reads for June. And I know that I had glasses in the beginning of the video, or in the thumbnail. It's actually in the thumbnail. I can see without my glasses, for sure. I can see that, I can see, but I need it for reading. And I wear it all the time anyway because there's reading words everywhere. So without further ado, let's get started with my list. The first book that I'm going to be telling you guys about, and I actually have this in physical copies, so I am like very pleased that I can do this. Voila! So this is my first book, is Girl Gone Viral by Alicia Ray, and she is also the author of The Right Swipe, which I did read back in April, and holy crap, I really loved that book. So I was very excited to get this. I bought this, so I am so happy. You'll have to excuse me, my dog's coming in. Hi. Okay, so because I have this, I am actually going to read off the back because I am like horrible with summarization. So here we go. 1 minute, Katrina's King's enjoying an innocent conversation with a hot guy at a coffee shop. The next, a stranger has live tweeted the entire episode with a romantic meet cute spin and hashtag Cafe Bay is the new hashtag du jour. I think I pronounced that right. I took French 1 year and it was my senior year. Not the problem, or continuing. The problem, Katrina craves a low-profile life, and going viral threatens the peaceful world she's painstakingly built. Besides, hashtag Cafe Bay isn't the man she's hungry for. So she's like definitely like she. Before I continue reading, she is kind of like a side character in The Right Swipe, and I really liked her in there. She was very, I don't know, I really liked her character. If y'all know, if you read it, you'll know. Continuing on. With the internet on the hunt for the identity of the hashtag cute cafe girl, Jazz Singh, bodyguard, friend, and possessor of the most beautiful eyebrows Katrina's ever seen, comes to the rescue and whisks her away to his family's home. Alone in a remote setting, with the object of her affections, is a recipe for romance. But after a long dating dry spell, Katrina isn't sure she can trust her instincts when it comes to love, even if Jess' every look says he wants to be more than just her bodyguard. So yes, I am so excited to read this book. And again, I really love The Right Swipe. Right Swipe got 4 stars on Goodreads. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but my dog is trying to burrow herself in my blankets on the couch, so I apologize. So I will try and speak a little bit louder so you don't hear her bell going ding 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 as she's trying to make herself comfortable. So anyway, so this is probably going to be my first read. I am very excited for this book, and I cannot wait to see what holds. The next story that I'm going to be telling you guys about is Firebringer by David Clement Davis. So that's what Firebringer looks like. This is a used copy, but I read this back in middle school, and I thought like I should pick this up after almost 20 years, because I think this came out in 1999, 2000, so it's 20 years old. And I just wanted to see if I still liked it. Now, I never finished this book, but I was like really so into it, but I'm gonna give this another shot. So, the plot. It is a dark time for the deer. Yes, it is about deer. If you guys are not familiar with Watership Down, those are, that's a story about rabbits, but it's like really chaotic, and there's tons of like fights and stuff like that. So this is about deer. A new lord of the herd has ended the old way, the yearly play of the antlers that ensured a change of leadership. At his command is a corpse of young stags, antlers sharpened for the kill, whose mission is complete dominion over the animal world. So it is like a really intense read for sure. So, but a prophecy among the deer promises a hero, a fawn with the mark of an oak leaf on his forehead. His unique bond with all the creatures, including humans, will bring a new age of freedom. So that is our character right here. He bears the mark. Rannoch is born the night his father is murdered. His mother, Eloine, I think that's how you pronounce her name, keeps him hidden from the deadly attention of the Lord of the Herd. But soon Rannoch is forced to flee, beginning a wondrous journey. Among the mountains and haunted glens of the Great Land, the young stag encounters strange herds, makes unusual allies, and at last finds the knowledge and courage to face his extraordinary destiny. And this grand epic tale of old Scotland, with its echoes of myth, history, and scripture, David Clement Davies has created a classic hero tale full of thrilling action and told with the renaissance of legend. So, funny, unique story. So I had this guinea pig, and I named him after the deer Rannoch. And why is because he was completely white. And he had pink ears, but he had this black mark on his face. Now, it's not like on his forehead or it's just like a tiny little thing. It's just on his face. So that's where I got his name, was from him. So I do remember it being like really crazy and adventurous, but we will find out if I still feel the same way as I did about 20 years ago when this book came out. So stay tuned for that. The next book that I am planning on reading is Flirtation Walk by Siri Mitchell. So that's the one I'm going to be reading next. And I actually got this from a book subscription called Introvert's Retreat. This is the bookmark for it, so I'm going to use it. And this will also be in my vlog, me opening it up. So if you guys want to check that out, please stay tuned for the vlog that will probably be released next week or that Sunday. So without further ado, let's get into the plot of the story. Lucinda Pennyworth, the daughter of a con man, is trying her best to leave her father's sordid past behind her. When he dies unexpectedly, she takes the opportunity to move to West Point to live with her aunt, ready to take on a new life and determined to marry a respectable man, a West Point cadet, to impress her relatives. Seth Westcott, a cadet at the academy, is proud to be at the top of his senior class, but when his mother dies and his sister loses their inheritance to a swindler, Seth wants nothing more than to head west to track down the con man. But the army will only send the cadets at the bottom of the class to the frontier, which leaves Seth with some tough choices. When a woman trying her best to make to be good meets a man determined to be anything but, can there be hope for love, or will two lonely hearts be condemned to casual flirtation? This is a historical romance. I love historical romances. That is my jam. So I am definitely excited to read this book. So please stay tuned and see how, how it turns out later. The next book I'm going to be discussing with you guys about is Of Curses and Kisses by Sandia Menon. I don't know if the H is silent, so I do apologize for the name. So I am supposed to get this book, a physical copy of this book. However, it has not came. It was supposed to come with the Girl Gone Viral book, and it's not here yet. But that's okay. I'm hoping it'll be here sometime this week or the next. So I'll get it eventually. But right now, let's continue on with this. So it is a spin on The Beauty and the Beast, which I didn't like The Beauty and the Beast when I grew up. I mean, like, I did, but it wasn't like that great of a story for me. I always liked The Little Mermaid. I loved mermaids when I was growing up. So now that I'm older, and I really do enjoy books way more than I did when I was younger, I like Beauty and the Beast now. So I'm like reading like kind of like, retelling stories of Beauty and the Beast. So this one's one of them. So let's go with the plot. Will the princess save the beast? For Princess Jaya Rao Nothing is more important than family. When the loathsome Emerson clan steps up their centuries old feud to target Jaya's little sister, nothing will keep Jaya from exacting her revenge. When Jaya finds out she will be attending the same elite boarding school as Gray Emerson, and it feels like the opportunity of a lifetime. She knows what she must do: make Gray fall in love with her and break his heart. But much to Jaya's annoyance, Gray's brooding demeanor and lupin blue eyes have drawn her in. There's simply no way she and her sworn enemy could find their fairy tale ending, right? His lordship, Gray Emerson, is a misanthrope? Thanks to an ancient curse by matriarch, Gray knows he's doomed once he's turned 18. Sequestered away in the mountains at St. Rosetta's International Academy, he's lived an isolated existence until Jaya bursts into his life, but he can't shake the feeling that she's hiding something. Something that might just have to do with the rose-shaped ruby pendant around her neck. As the stars conspire to keep them apart, Jaya and Gray grapple with questions of love, loyalty, and whether it's possible to write your own happy ending. So I am so excited for this. This was one of the booktubers that I watched mentioned this book, and I'm just like, I have to get this. And I was waiting for the library to get it, but the library never got it, so it was just like one of those moments where I'm just like, do I continue waiting and see if they get it, or do I just go and buy it? So I just went and bought it. I had a little bit of money, so I went and bought it. So I am excited to read this book, and I can't wait. I just hurry and get here, please. The next book I'm going to be telling you guys about is the Happy Ever After playlist by Abby Jimenez. And this is book 2 of The Friend Zone, and I have not read anything before this. This just sounded really good, and it kind of sounds like you don't need to know the previous story, I believe, to know what happens in this. So, without further ado, let's go. 2 years after losing her fiancé, Sloane Monroe still can't seem to get her life back on track. But one troublemaking pup with a take-me-home look in his eyes is about to change everything. Now, see, I am like that with cats. Now, if the cat looked at me and was just like, please take me home. Yep. You know what? You got into my heart. I have to take you home. So that's, it is really hard for me to turn away from pets. Now, I do like dogs, but cats are my weakness there. With her new pet by her side, Sloane finally starts to feel more like herself. Then, after weeks of unanswered texts, Tucker's owner reaches out. He's a musician on tour in Australia, and bottom line, he wants Tucker back. Well, Sloane's not about to give up her dog without a fight, but what if this Jason guy really loves Tucker? As their flirty text turns into long calls, Sloane can't deny a connection. Jason is hot and nice and funny. There's no telling what could happen when they meet in person. The question is, with his music career on the rise, how long will Jason really stick around? And is it possible for Sloane to survive another heartbreak? I'm like ready for this book to be here too. This is the other book that is supposed to come with my order that never came. So I'm just like sitting here like waiting. And then my library gets it. So I'm just like, no, why did you do this to me? So that's okay. Like, you know, if they're like good stories, you know, I am more than happy to like keep them here as a home or give it to somebody else that really enjoys the genres that I like to read. So it's all good. You're forgiven. But I am really excited to read this book. You know, I like that there's a little bit of a trouble in the beginning of it, like no answered calls, and then, oh hey, I want my dog back. What? No, I've been taking care of my dog, you know. It's mine now. So I'm very excited to read this book. The next book that I'm going to be telling you guys about is The Worst Best Man by Mia Sosa. So I started to read this last month for like in May, but I didn't realize, because I borrowed the book, that I had like other books that I was like reading before it, and I didn't realize I ran out of time. So I gave it up and let somebody else read it. But now I got it back, so now I'm gonna read it. So so I like started it, and it was getting like good. Like I was still like really early on in the beginning of the story that I'm just like, crap, you know what? I should have just kept reading this. Why do I do why? Just why? Why do I do this to myself? So, what I do know is, in the beginning of the story, you see the point of view from Max. Max is the best man, and he is at the best man at his brother's wedding. But his brother texted him that morning and told him, hey, you know, the talk last night really got to me, and thanks, and I'm not gonna marry Carolina. So, can you tell her that we're not gonna get married now? And so they got drunk the night before, so Max has no idea what the heck what he said to his brother. So now he has to tell the bride the wedding's off. So he goes and tells her, and she's pissed because she's just like, what the heck did you say to him? Well, I don't know what I said to him. And she's all furious about it. I'd be furious too if I was left like that. So years later, she's actually the wedding planner, and now they have to run a business together. Years later, Max comes back and they have to do stuff together. So this is like probably a hate to love romance, you know, because she already like hated him, like, hey, you messed up my wedding, you know, so thanks, you know. So I am like really excited to read this. It is a romantic comedy, and I just can't wait to read this. I made a mistake and I should have read this. I should have read this last month, but now it is here in my possession. I'm going to read this. And the last book that I am going to be reading for the month of June is A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. I read A Court of Thorns and Roses last month. Holy crap. That was like amazing, and now I need to continue on with the next book in the series. So right now, let's get down to the plot. Feyre survived Amarantha's clutches to return to the Spring Court, but at a steep cost. Though she now has the powers of the High Fae, her heart remains human. Wow, me. And it can't forget the terrible deeds she's performed to save Tamlin's people. Nor has Feyre forgotten her bargain with Rysand, High Lord of the feared Night Court. As Feyre navigates its dark webs of politics, passion, and dazzling power, a greater evil looms, and she might be the key to stopping it. But only if she can harness her harrowing gifts, heal her fractured soul, and decide how she wishes to shape her future, and the future of a world cleaved in two. So, yes, I am very excited for this one because it left like the previous book just like, yeah, like you want to know like what happens after, and especially when they kind of gave you like a little snippet of the next book, and I was just like I thought like, you know, I couldn't remember if the series was already out, if it was completed, so I had to Google it, and yeah, the second book is out. So I went on the library book app thing, and yes, they had it, so I'm just like, yay, but I was like next person in line to get it. So now that I do have it on my tablet, I am ready to read it. And there you have it. That is my, I believe it's a very long list of books I need to read for June. But that's okay because, like, you know, a few of them are romances, and I seem to breeze through those because I love romances. So definitely, if you guys like the content that I am doing, please subscribe. If you like to leave a comment as to what I should be doing next or reading, or if there's like any animes or video games they might be interested in, please leave a comment. Otherwise, I will see you guys later. Bye!